leg. So we're going to work pretty much everything in together, but also have like an isolated point. So for example, there's going to be 4 drills. The first one's going to be for the glutes, but works everything. The second one's going to be the hamstring, quad, and then the calf. Listen out for the prompts of where to put your foot, because that's quite a key thing. And I'm going to try and maybe, if I can do this quickly before we start the class. If you think about, see my whiteboard there?
Yeah.
If you think about the foot, 1, 2, 3, 4, most people 5, and think about different zones of the foot. If you're wanting to work the quad and the calf, that's where you want to be. If you want to work hamstring, glute, quad, and the calf, that's where you want to be. And if you want to work the hamstring alone, that's where you want to be as well. So it's about whereabout you put your pressure when you're doing the drill. So when we're working the quad and the calf, I'll probably say, imagine there's like a credit card size gap between your heel and the floor. So your heel's off the ground, not a calf raise, but just being off the ground and no more. So the weight is on the front of the foot. And pretty much for the gluten, the hamstring drill that we do, the weight's going to be on the middle of the foot. And this can be the same as if you're having issues with your knee, or if you're having issues with your calf and you're going out for a run, taking the weight more into the middle of the foot helps to spread the weight over all 4 or all of the kinetic chain, rather than having it just on the quads and calf. If you're a cyclist, you tend to find that your pressure tends to be around about this zone here. So you tend to find quads and calves tend to overwork. So if you can come back in this zone here. So that's kind of what I want you to think about pretty much during the class today, but also in general. If you're getting like sore calves, sore knees when you're going up and down stairs, think about, well, am I actually just going half on the step and half off, or can I actually get fuller onto the step itself? So you're spreading the weight out. So it's just a little tool to help spread the load out before we get going. Cool. I'll put me as spotlight just now. Up to the top. Cool. So you will need, I know that I put out just saying a mat, but you might need a foam roller and also a wee chair as well. If you don't have that, that's no worries at all. We can, the foam roller is an extra tool to use to make it a little bit harder. So I'm going to start the recording and then we'll get back to that in. So our first drill itself today is going to be our single leg stand. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop ourselves, let's work off the right hand foot first and foremost. So the right hand foot is going to be our one. And all we're going to do is we're going to come up, over, and onto the right-hand foot. The back foot, we're going to take off the ground completely, and then just place it down so the toes touching for balance. We're just going to soften the knee, and we're going to do our hinge forward. So all we're going to do is lean as far as you feel comfortable going forward. And I want you to think about that foot position. I want you to push down through the middle of the foot. That's the accelerator pedal there. I want you to keep on hinging until you feel I'm on the hip. The back foot's down for balance. The pressure down through the middle of the foot here. And we're just going to bring in our hands to have a little reach forward there. So nothing on the back foot. That's all. Every so often, just lift it and place it back down. It's not a balance drill, so I don't want to have us really work on our balance. Keep ourselves nice and rock steady all the way on the front foot. We're pushing down through that front foot there. I'm going to feel the glutes start to come to the party there. We're pressing down to the foot, but we're going to feel the glutes. You also might feel hamstring, so if you want to just tap hamstring, it's working. Tap quad, it's working. Tap calf, it's working. So the whole kinetic chain is working, but the emphasis is going to be on the gluteal muscle for this drill itself. We'll push down through the grounds. Push, push, push. 3, 2, 1. Drive through the foot to stand up tall. Switch over, opposite legs to your left leg now. All the way on the left leg. The back toe is just going to touch the ground and no more. We're going to just drop ourselves, soften the knee, and we're going to hinge through. So have left hand on the glute, right hand in the front of your hip crease there. Push the hip back as you lean forward, not change the angle of the knee, and then we're going to float the hands forward there. Good. So again, just check that back foot comes off the ground. Pressing down through the floor. Another key point to look at is look at your toes. Are your toes gripping on for dear life? If they are, let them relax out. If you're finding that they are gripping, you lose your balance that way, just shift your weight slightly back onto the middle of the foot itself. The heel is still heavy, but the weight's in the middle of the foot. Your whole foot should feel like it's in contact with the ground there. We're reaching forward, we're hinging from the hip itself there. Glutes should start to come in now, but also the next 2 sets are fine. If you need to come out of it early, please do 10 seconds. And we've got another 2 sets on each leg to go. You start to feel around at the ankle working, you start to feel quad working, hamstring, different areas for different people. 3, 2, push from the ground to stand up. Back to second set, first leg, okay? This time, up over on, back leg off, drop the knee down, hinge through, make the hinge as clear as possible, keep the back long, lead with the head. Now get the foot right, press down through the ground, really push down, and then float the hands to the front. Really, really stretch the hands, but press through the accelerator pedal, which is your foot on the floor. That little diagram in your head, think of it pressing into the middle of the foot. Really access the mid-foot. Long through the back. Press into the ground. Hinge through the hip. If you can, take the hip further back. Push the hip back as far as you're comfortable going. Keep working there, guys. Lovely. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Good. Nothing on the back leg. Soften the knee just a wee small bit. Just let the knee bend slightly. Bring that knee over the midfoot. Good. 10 seconds. 6, 3, 2, 1. Second set, second leg. Left foot forward. Right foot off the ground completely. Soften the knee down. Pop the foot back. Hand on hip. Lean by pushing the hip back. Push the hip back, but don't let the knee come back. And then reach forward. Pressing down through the foot the whole time. Move back legs for balance. 1% body weight on the back leg, 99 on the front leg itself there. Hold in that position there. Hold, hold, hold. Long through the back. Hinge through the hip there itself. Push the hip back. Drop down further. Let the breathing take control. So deep breath in as you breathe out. Just drop even further into that hip. And hold there. Hips should be working, hands should be working, calves all working together. Press to the ground. That diagram in your head, take it pressing to the middle of the 15 seconds. If you need to come out of it, please do. Working hard. 3, 2, drive from that stance foot. Good work. One to go, guys. One to go. We're back on the right hand foot this time. We're pressing down through the middle of the foot itself. So ready, foot down. Up, over, back leg, hanging, bend the knee, pop the toes down, hip hinge, push the hip back, push the hip back. Breathe, press into the ground there. Good. Float the arms forward. If you need to make it easier, just bring the hand back towards the center of the core. Otherwise, low hands forward. Soft knee, accelerate the pedals to the floor. Look at the toes. Look at any went side of the toes. If the toes are really gripping the ground, let them relax out. Press down through that ground as much as you can. Good. Keep going, guys. Good, Johnny. Well done. Good, Len. Andy, well done. Ian, well done. Charlotte, really good. Really good. Press to the foot. Soft knee. Lovely work. Long through the back. Really push the hips back. Raise the head goes forward. 10 seconds just. Three, 2, 1. Last one, opposite leg. Last one, opposite leg. Left leg's going to be forward. Right leg's going to be down. I want you to really this time, if you can, start thinking about really pushing the hip back the way, so we're sitting into it that way, rather than taking ourselves forward and then just hinging with our back. It's got to be the hips go back the way as well. So left leg forward, right to the back, hand on hip, push the hip back. So use your right hand to push into the front of the hip flexors to get yourself forward, and then bringing your reach after that. So really work hard and push down to that foot. The back leg should be able to come off at any time. It should be able to float. Good job. Knee soft. Your knee should just be in front of the ankle itself. So when you look down, the knee should be over the top of the midfoot. Not over the toes directly, but over the middle of the foot itself there. Push in the ground. Push and absorb that load to the ground. Good work. Halfway there. 30 seconds to go. They're on our next drill. Good work. 20 seconds. Should be working hard now. Float the hands forward if you can. Really working here. Glutes working. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2. Drive from the ground to stand up tall. Minute recovery, guys. I'll just explain the next drill while you're in recovery itself. So the next one's for our quadriceps, which is the front of the thighs up here. We're going to need our chair. What we're going to do is, for this one here, what we call a Bulgarian floating heel squat. So you can have, it's a bit of a mouthful, to be fair. Back legs going to be on the chair. We're going to sit back onto the chair, so our legs are nice and straight. Soften the front knee, and we're going to just get a credit card underneath that heel. We'll go hold in that position there. What we're going to do is we're going to drop down as far as we can go, and we're going to hold at the bottom there. We can pulse if you wish to. We're going to hold at the bottom there, but the key thing is you only go down as far as the heels are credit card off the ground. If you start to lift the heel really high, you've gone too far, so hold in this position here. We're going to start in 15 seconds, guys. We're going to start with the right foot on the chair, left foot forward. We're going to do 3 by a minute. So the credit card under the heel means that there's a gap there. Rather than pressing down through the heel, we're pressing through the middle foot. So left foot forward, right foot raised, soften the knee, credit card. Hold there, chest up tall, looking straight forward. Push down through that foot itself now. By changing the heel position, you'll start to find the quad and the calf are going to work now. We're going to drop down even further and hold. Hold. And we'll come back up and then come back down again. So we're going to pulse through here now. Credit card the whole time underneath that heel. It's a gap there, so we're really working quad. Drop right down as far as you feel comfortable going. If there's any problem with knees, just hold it as a static movement. Now I want you to think about pressing down through big toe and small toes, like a pitchfork through the front of that foot. 15 seconds. Heels floating, not touching the ground. The depth as you're going as far as you wish to go. 3, 2, 1. Switch back over. Right foot forward, left foot back. Ready. Float the heel, drop down. Down and hold. Head up tall, chest up tall, be up top, and the hips here. Keep the breathing nice and controlled. Float the heel, we're dropping down. Back up. Drop down. Heel doesn't touch the ground for the whole of the minute. Watch that timer. Take 15 seconds off. Hands stay down flat, or they can be able to reach wherever you wish to go. Wherever you can keep your balance the most, okay? Keep working hard. Pitchfork to the front. Good. Super, super slow. Hold at the bottom if you can. So don't worry about speed. It's all about nice and controlled. Lovely, Charlotte. Good speed. Well done. Ian, Andy, Johnny, Lynn, well done. Really good. Really good. Hold at the bottom, chest up tall, chest up tall. 3, 2, 1. Switch down, left foot forward, right foot back. Legs a little shake out here. Think about the posture being up tall if you can. So foot raised, looking straight forward rather than looking down. Heel, floating heel, arms down by your side, drop down, off we go. Hold at the bottom here, as far as you can go before that heel starts to raise. Hold here, stay here. And we'll go for a pulse. So all the way up. Push through the ground to stand yourself up. So rather than just lifting with the head, make it come from the foot. So it should be super, super slow. So when you drive through the ground rather than lifting from the head. Halfway house. Right through. Good. Have the hand on the glute. You should feel the glute is engaged, hamstrings engaged, quad definitely engaged, and also the calves engaged as well. 10 seconds. Push to the ground. Really make that important. Push through the foot. 3, 2, switch down. Second set, right leg. Ready? Left leg raise. Heel off the ground. Drop down and hold. Keep the heel off the ground, head up tall, looking straight forward. The quote for today is, get seriously, unbelievably good at the basics, and everything else will work well for you. Pulse out. Heel stays off the ground the whole time. Push through the foot. If anything, take the measure here, think about just driving through big toe, small toe, that front of the foot. That front zone and that picture that I drew at the start. Up tall, push through the ground. Push through the ground. 5, 3, 2, 1. Switch down. One last set to go, guys. One last set to go. Left leg forward. Right leg back. Ready? Heel floats. Down we go. Hold at the bottom. Sit back onto the back leg there to get the glute working a bit more, and keep the heel off the ground. And we're pulsing now. Forward through full extension, make it come from the ground. That's so, so, so important. Can't say it enough times. Keep pushing there, well done. 30 seconds to go, guys. Good, Johnny, nice work. Floating heel, nice Lynn, good floating heel there, well done. Let's bring in the reach, guys, to the front. So bring all the arms to the front. Good. Good, Charlotte. Really nice speed. Really well done. That's brilliant. Andy, great. Ian, well done. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Switch over. Right foot forward this time. Left foot back. Last minute, okay? Ready? Let's go. Floating heel. Pushing down to the ground. Hold at the bottom. Hold at the bottom. Those you can go without the heel coming too high off the ground. So credit card distance off the ground. So the weight's in the 4 foot now. And we come up and down. Pulse out. Drive through the ground. Everything comes through the feet to come back up. So you've got to kind of think about push down to come back up. Float the hands forward. Push through the feet. Close, 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 close. Drive through the feet. Close, 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 close. Drive through the feet. 5, 3, 2, 1, and back out. Minute recovery, guys. Pop the chairs to the side. We've got 2 drills to do. First one is the hamstrings. Our foam roller bridge and dead way back when you do the hamstring work. So you have your foam roller. The middle of your feet are going to be on the roller itself. So not the heels for hamstrings, not the toes for quads and calves. It's going to be the middle of the foot. And your angle is going to be just half 90 degrees. We're going to pelvic tilt towards you. So your bottom comes up, a lift, and then it's all on the feet. Push the feet into the foam roller itself there, okay? We're going to start in 15 seconds, guys. So position 15 seconds. Middle of the foot is the accelerator pedal. We're going to make sure everything comes from the bottom of the feet here. 3, 2, 1. Pelvic tilt. Press down through the middle of the feet to lift that hips just off the ground. In your head, is it 50-50 between the left and the right? If one side's doing more work, press harder with the opposite foot. If one side's doing too little, make it work harder. Really work hard here. Hips stay off the ground in a pelvic tilt, so keep on tilting that pelvis towards you. Arms can be invited in to reach towards the roof. Hold this position here, but you've got to press that middle of the foot. That position that we showed you on the diagram at the start, everything's got to work, so make sure everything's working. 20 seconds to go. Really push down through the foam roller here. Working hard. 15 seconds. If you need to come out of it, please do. 10. 5, 3, 2, 1, and relax there. Good job. 15 seconds recovery. Second set coming up. This time what we're going to do is we're just going to do a little bit of a roll with the feet at the same time. If that's too much for you, just back up and keep it static. All we're going to do is a small movement with the feet. So imagine the smallest bit of pace here underneath the rolling pin. You try to roll it out flat. 3, 2, pelvic tilt, lift, roll. That pace out. Good work. If it gets too much, then just hang in a static position. Hips are off the ground, but just the credit card now moves to the bottom of the buttocks. You make sure they're just off the ground and no more. But you're really pressing down through the middle of that foot. Roll that pace out. The reach comes in now. We're halfway there, guys. Hands stay apart on the reach. No holding hands, no gripping, no distal fixed point. Everything's working on that foot. 15 seconds to go. Hips stay high. Roll the back pace out. If you need to go static, please do. 3, 2, 1, back down. 15 seconds. Got 1 to go. 1 to go, guys. 10 seconds. So back to the first drill, static drill. But this time we're going to go almost 100% off the left-hand side, almost 100% off the right-hand side. But the foot doesn't come off at all. You're just pressing more through the foot. In 3, 2, 1. Pelvic tilt, lift. Press down on the right side only, but the left-hand side's still there. And then slowly transition over onto the left-hand side only. So make the right-hand foot light. And then press down to the right-hand foot to make the left-hand side go. Keep it there. Press down on the left. Press down on the right. Press down on the left. Bring in the reach. Press down on the right. Left. Right. Left, right. Heels are off completely. It's just the middle of the foot. Left. Last 5 seconds, both together. Really push them last bit for the hamstring. In 3, 2, 1, relax there, good job. Our last drill, calves to finish off with. We're going to shorten the bridge. So the feet are closer towards the bottom, this time feet are flat. And what we're going to do is we're going to pelvic tilt, raise the hips, and we're going to raise the heels, press down through the foot to keep the hips high. Okay, the heels are off the ground, the heels don't touch. We're starting in 10 seconds. So still in the bridge position, we're shortening to about 90 degrees bend in the knee. 3, 2, pelvic tilt, lift the hips, lift the heels. Heels high, hips as low as you can go. So to start to lower the hips down to just off the ground and no more, but squeeze the heels and the hips. Squeeze the heels high. I think I was drinking your beer. Keep squeezing. I can't remember which one either. Really push the heels high, press the hips down. Heels high, hips down. Press down to the big toe, the small toe on both sides. 5, 3, 2, 1, and relax back out for 3 seconds. Second set from that. What we're going to do this time is we're going to march the feet out. So once we come down, tap the heel while the other one comes up as well. So we're going to march the heels out. 3, 2, pelvic tilt, raise up, both heels off the ground. We're going to march the heels, but the heels are very, very light. It's all in the toes. Another good way of describing the kinetic change is something a bit like a fishing rod. Your hip is like the rod, your hamstring and your quads are a bit like the fishing line, and your foot is a bit like the hook. To be efficient in fishing, you need to have all working. You can have the best rod, the best line, but unless your hook's not working, you're not going to catch anything. Same with that, the hook can be the best, but if you don't have a good line, it keeps on snapping, you're not going to be able to fish. And lastly, if your rod's not good, you're not going to be able to get as much distance or get as much endurance out of it. So that's a bit of an analogy for you for the kinetic chain, fishing line, fishing rod, and the fishing hook. 3, 2, 1, and relax back down there. But one last one to go, 1 minute, and we're finished with the last 48. 10 seconds, guys. We're just going back to that first drill, which we keep the heels as high as we can for as long as we can. It's 45 seconds this time. 3, 2, pelvic tilt raise, squeeze the heels high. Off we go. Squeeze the heels high. Lower the hips down just so they're off the ground, but squeeze the heels at the same time to get them high. Press down 4 foot into the mat. Really get these calves and hamstrings singing. Really press down. Glutes should be working. Press on glutes. Hamstrings should be working, but calves where you probably feel it. So we've worked the glute in the first drill, we've worked the quads in the second drill, we've worked the hamstrings in the third drill, and we're working the calves now, all through the foot placement. The foot's been key to every single drill that we did. Done. Sorry, apologies. 3, 2, 1, and relax there. Good job. Let me just come closer. We can have a wee question time there. Well done. Really good job. So the first drill, the key thing is about getting that foot pressed down through the middle of your feet. Another way of thinking about it, if you see folk in a trampoline, the springiest part of the trampoline is the middle of the trampoline. If you see folk jumping near the edges, you don't get as good a bounce. And it's the exact same thing with the bottom of the foot. The bottom of the foot's a bit like a trampoline. The fascia is actually a bit like a trampoline. It should work like a trampoline. When you start getting injuries, the trampoline gets really, really tight and just gets to a point where it can't spring anymore. So you have to really make it as mobile as you can by working through the midfoot. When the bottom of our foot's sore, we tend to move on to more of the quads and calves, and that's when we tend to see more knee pain or we tend to see more hamstring strains because people are more on their heels themselves. So having that visual from the start is quite an important part to take forward from today. Does anyone have any questions at all about anything?
No.
No, it was a good one. Working everything today, but these drills are quite nice just to have little bits and pieces throughout the week. So if you're standing in Costa Q, think about, well, how am I actually pressing the ground? Am I pressing down through my forefoot where I can feel my quads and calves working, i.e. the second drill we did where we're starting to work on our Bulgarian floating heel? Am I pressing down through the middle of the foot like the hamstring drill or the glute drill at the start? We very rarely press down through the heel because we don't really want the hamstrings to work in isolation, but we're wanting to work through the mid or the forefoot itself. Next time when you're out running, have a little think to yourself, what part of my foot is actually contacting the ground? If I'm getting sore, which part of the foot's contacting the ground, and can I change it? And think about the 3 zones of the foot as being 3 different gears that you can go into. So if gear 1's not very comfortable, then going to gear 2. If gear 2's not comfortable, going to gear 3 and so on and so forth. You can switch that about.
Perfect. Yeah. Thanks, James.
Good job, guys. Well done.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
James.
Thank you
See
very
you next
much.
week. Next week, I think it's going to be breathing.
Ooh.
So we're going to do a little bit of work on breathing that next week. So it won't be as intense from a muscle point of view, but you'll probably find later in the day a lot more mobile through mid back, and we're going to do a lot of like breath holds.
Perfect.
Good job. See you then.
Thank you.
Well done, guys.
Bye.